Good morning, people. It is my last day here in Boracay. It's such an amazing place. If you ever get a chance to come here, make sure you do. I was just walking by the beach, warming up my brain a little bit because I'm in desperate need of some new ideas when it comes to trading. There comes a point where we've consumed all the content and we all have a good idea of what we should be doing. Half of the problem is applying it consistently over a long enough time so it becomes our identity, and that's something I've fallen short of. There's been periods where I've applied myself and I've seen results, but there always came a point where that work would be undone because I've slipped back into tilt or blew up my account, and that confidence and trust I built up went back to zero. And this is where most of us burn out. But whether we like to admit it or not, these candlesticks that go up and down, they make most of us feel emotional. And it's easy to say, just be more disciplined. That's not the wrong answer, but that's clearly not enough. At this point, I've really got to start thinking out of the box. But yeah, I've got to run. I'm gonna go get some breakfast before I jump on a boat, get to the airport, get back to Manila later on in the day. So I'll see you guys there. So today is a bit of a sad day for me. I'm moving back to the UK. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm moving out of this condo, this studio apartment, which I've been in for 9 months. You remember when I made that video, when I showed you the layout, the cost. It's flipping tiny, which is the big reason why I'm moving. I have been trading, but just small guys, small but consistent. The last month has been good. These are a couple trades I took this week on GU. This one didn't really work out, but I've scraped by some profits. This one wasn't too bad. So it's Monday, London has just opened. I got in these 2 trades from Asia. Firstly, a short on gold, which was looking good, but we didn't manage to break through this gap. It left on the weekend. This was Friday's trades. I ended up flat on the day. Also in this short on the S&P 500. Made my analysis on Notion. I just really like to write things down, but yeah, basically was looking for the break of 5,900. We've got it. I think it's got a long way to go, but so we'll see how this develops. I am planning to start a FTMO challenge, but I'm having some issues with MetaTrader. All right, so we did get stopped out of that gold trade. Took a 5% loss, which is what I usually risk. I risk like maybe less, sometimes 20-30 quid, max 100, just depending on my conviction. All right, I think I'm just gonna cut my trade here on, I think we're coming back on the SP 500, so we'll be looking at a re-entry if it looks good. Okay, so I've decided to give gold another stab short. To me, it looks like we just got squeezed out basically. So we got a 5% stop. It's been a pretty choppy day, a little bit frustrating, but it's all good. I was in consolidation for quite a bit, then we started breaking down, but we've basically just got stopped out. In terms of the S&P 500, luckily we did take some profits off here. I think that was the right decision. We rallied back up on the US Open, and I did try to take another stab at it and just took a small loss. Got out quickly. It looks like it wasn't ready. I do have conviction that we're going to sell off, but obviously not today. It's not looking very likely at all. So it's Wednesday. Couldn't record yesterday. I was a little bit preoccupied with work, but I'm going to catch you guys up on the trades I took and the trade I'm currently in. On Monday, we was looking at the S&P for a re-entry short, got stopped out, took a small loss. I entered another short position during the New York session on Tuesday. Could have got a better exit. I'm not in this move here on my personal account. I did execute the trade and started the FTMO challenge. Also tried to get short on Monday. Towards the end of the day, I was trying to position myself. It just blew off Asian session on Tuesday. So I entered short, took off some of the profit, and we're running towards quite a far target, breaking a new week's low, hopefully. All right, I'm in the middle of a little bit of work, but I just wanted to record this execution and I want to get in, but look, straight away when I start speaking, it wants to sell off. We've got a good opportunity to re-enter. I've still got conviction on the downside. I think we're heading lower for the week. As much as it's bounced back now, I'm going to throw in a small position, risk 5%. Right, if you see my dinner right now, you're probably laughing because this is a proper English meal. Bangers and mash, side of baked beans. And you would have never guessed I was in the Philippines right now, but we're up about 130 something pounds. We've just tested the low of the day, and I also executed the same re-entry on the FTMO challenge. We might get 3.5% off just this trade idea. Hopefully the momentum continues and hits TP. I didn't even let it hit TP, to be fair. I got out of it slightly early. I've definitely left something on the table, and I definitely still have conviction that we're going to head lower. We've broken the low of the week. We do have a lot of room on the downside, and in general, the market's due for a correction, in my opinion. But yeah, this was a quick trade. Made £209, so I'm going to withdraw it right now. Well, I'm just going to withdraw 200, and that will get processed, and I'll receive it tomorrow as usual. So if I make profit on a day or in a few days, I'll take out the money and reset it back to £1,000. That's just been my sweet spot. That's what I started the account with. Now I have blown it 2 times or brought it all the way down, and of course I've made deposits along the way. It doesn't show the deposits here, it just shows the withdrawals, but I'll put up the deposits, or I'll put up the history in CTrader. It was break even roughly last time I made a video, and I showed the history. You know, I've made 200% in the last few weeks, which is crazy. So hopefully I can keep it up. We also made 3% on the FTMO account with that trade, so we've started off the challenge really well. So it is Thursday. It's actually Friday because it's 1 a.m. and I was just editing the video, trying to get it done as I go so I don't have to do a bunch of editing over the weekend, because I'm going to put it out ASAP. It's been 2 months. I'm not going to talk about it. You know, I'm not going to promise you guys anymore that, oh, I'm going to come back and make content. Trading is something that we could be banging our heads against the wall for many, many years. And those are silent stories, you know. A lot of people just disappear. And I want to keep on committing to the journey more and more and more, and making sure that I've got no ways of retreat. That was what coming to the Philippines, that's what it was all about, to go all in on trading. And I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth. It wasn't a mistake, but the reality is it didn't work. It didn't work going full time at the stage I was at. I came here with a bunch of savings. You know, I made some money from payouts. I took a few big options trades. I had a nice cushion, but that's not enough. If you're thinking about moving abroad, going full time, and you don't have another source of income, think again. Because the reality is, if you are under pressure to make money from trading, you're not going to make nothing. And that's basically what happened to me. But when you have other things going on, when you're putting your energy into multiple things and you don't have all that energy and focus trying to make it work on trading, but rather you're more detached, and you know, you guys, I don't need to explain it. You guys know already, and that's a lesson that I had to learn. And for me, it got to that point early this year, at the start of the year, I was like, I need to sort myself out. I need to step back from trading, find a way to make money. Luckily enough, you know, I stumbled on a few different things, put A, B, and C together. You know, everybody's situation is different. You know, you could be good at programming, you could be a content creator. I wish I was cut out to make content and social media, because that's where all the money is, guys. All the money is in personal brand. That's the new thing that you've been hearing about these days, right? So a lot of guys that you see coming out here living abroad, they sell courses to support their trading or support what they're doing or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. If I was consistent and I had a passion for teaching, and teaching is very rewarding. If I could help guys become consistent and profitable, you know, that's beautiful. So for all the genuine people out there teaching, that's amazing. Hats off to them. You know, I wish I was one of them, because that's really the easy way out. That's really the easy way out. It's not a joke. There's huge money in info products. That's where all the money is. You know, we're going down the hard road, guys, but it's possible, and it's 1,000,000% possible. It's just about shifting our mindset. And this is the second insight that I wanted to talk about in the beginning of the video, when I was in Boracay, but I just couldn't get my words together, and I'm gonna have to make another video about this, because it is quite a deep and personal subject to me. And this is it, guys: breaking the habit of being yourself. So I've been doing the practices in this book for the last month. It's gonna take me a while to even get onto this subject, but really, guys, check this book out. I promise you, the title alone, breaking the habit of being yourself, that's the whole goal. That's the whole journey. Forget about strategy, forget about all of that. This is the journey. This is what's gonna make you consistent and profitable, I promise you. Of course, you gotta have experience, you gotta have understanding of price action. But if you've been trading like me, at the screen, 10,000 hours, going crazy at the 1 minute chart, ticking up and down, going mad, then you've got that experience. It's all up there. All the mistakes that you've made, all the emotions that have been, you know, programmed into your mind that you already know, second nature, it's all in there. You just gotta unpack it, unfold it. But Thursday night, yeah, no trades. I still have a bearish bias on the S&P 500, so we're gonna see if that lines up. And it's near my alert now, but I'm not gonna take it at this stage. It's a bit too late. So I just woke up, guys. As soon as I went to sleep, it hit that level I was looking at exactly. So it looks like it made that move before the close. So it makes sense to me that we are gonna just continue down. We're not gonna revisit these levels. I don't like taking trades as soon as I wake up, so not a full position. I'll probably add on the way down, just because there is a chance we can just come back up here and consolidate, and I would still look for an opportunity later on in the European Open. Look, it's already done what it's needed to do in terms of generating long liquidity. Looking at targets, obviously I would like to get down here, but that would be quite a long way. But I'm going to set my TP. I'll manage the position as I go along. There still might be an opportunity to size in. So yeah, not the ideal entry. My technicals would have lined up to take the short from here, but yeah, it was just super late yesterday, and I woke up late today, and yeah, I'm gonna go do a little bit of food shopping, and I'll be back later on to see how this position goes. So initially the S&P 500 moved down, but coming into the London Open, price started to creep up again, and I was out and about doing some shopping in the market, so I made the quick decision to scale in. Thought it was going to stay within the range, and it did, but because I had to move my stop a little bit, I got stopped out. And it's coming to the end of the trading day now, and you can see what price done. It just basically dumped straight to my TP, and I had strong conviction on this trade, but at the same time I made some mistakes, so it is what it is. The old me probably would have chased this trade. I actually did a little bit, so I entered another position, and then I thought to myself, what am I doing? I just cut it. So I just took another very small loss, and I don't think there was anything wrong with taking that extra trade, but at the same time I was outside. You know, I knew I wasn't in full focus. So yeah, I just decided to cut it. And for the rest of the day, I've just been busy. I saw the market dump off, but you know, I didn't really care. So I'm just coming back from a trading event here in Manila. It was cool, met some cool people. It's been a decent week, a good week. I can't complain. I'm feeling more focused. Things are slowly starting to come together. I'm gonna keep popping up every now and again with a video to share my progress, because nothing happens overnight, especially this trading journey. There's been many times I've been disheartened, many times I felt like giving up. Everybody's on the same kind of journey, battling the same demons, but you know, it's all possible, guys. It's all possible. Even if it feels hopeless sometimes, you know. Look at Jade Cat. Took a 2 mil payout the other day. That's super inspiring. Nothing like that happens overnight. You know, it takes constant work and persistence. We got to battle through the hard times. So yeah, just a quick outro. I appreciate you guys. If you're still checking for my content, I'll catch up with you guys soon.